Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I promise you I'm almost done with this pastel little series that we've been doing with building our stash. This is the second to last project I am going to share with you guys, and then I'm going to move on to doing other projects. But first of all, forgive the nails. They're ugly. You know what? It's because I do a crappy job painting them, and then they always chip because I don't wear gloves when I do dishes, and I just let it go. Anyways, so please excuse that mess that I have going on right there. Although they do kind of match my sweater there. Okay, so today I am going to be sharing how to make set up for an embellishment. You guys seen we're still continuing to work with the theme that we've been working, and here is what I have so far. I feel like I'm gonna have to stretch the tray here. I did add these. I ended up, I don't know, the last video that we saw was making these little ticket books. I've added a few things. Why is it not going in there? Okay, I've added like the washi tape that I'm using, and then I decided that in order to share some thread, the perfect way to do it was to add them in these plastic containers or holders. And so I did a bunch. I did it in purple, that beige color right here, soft blue, a darker shade of purple, which is this one right here, and then that yellow, and then I also did a pink. Again, keep in mind that this is to share. I am going to be sharing this and putting Happy Mail together for crafty friends, and so I just wanted to show you that my tray is getting a little bit obnoxious and kind of full with all these little pieces that we have been working on. So to add to this, I am going to show you how I essentially did this. And this is not the final look or the final product, I would say. This is just an additional little piece that can be used later on for however you want. So the reason why I always like to incorporate different shades is because we're always used to rectangular squares, and I figured that adding a heart or adding a circle would be an addition, something different, a different shape that will add attract the eye in your project. Whether you're doing ATN or whether you're doing a scrapbook page, you can always tuck it behind the picture like so, or you could set it on top of the picture frame that you're working with. So to alternate in regular shapes are hearts and circles. And so I am going to show you first how I get organized, because this is still, you guys, using scraps. Yes, I know. I still have a lot of scraps. And I think you've been seeing that, and I've been hoarding every single scrap that I can hoard. I try to save and then think of different ideas that I could create with them. So the only thing that I have added, everything else is still left over, is this gold paper. This gold paper was a 12 by 12 paper page that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And so that's the only thing that I've added. It's glittered cardstock, so it's a lot heavier than regular paper. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this is also an additional 12 by 12 paper. Let me show it to you. This is the paper of what it looks like. I also bought this one. It's a 12 by 12 and it just has gold hearts. I picked this one up from Hobby Lobby as well because it was actually 50% off. And then that glitter 12 by 12 paper was also, I just picked up one. And so I'm going to try to Honestly, I feel like I have enough. This is probably all the pieces that I'm gonna do in combination with maybe a few more hearts. So what I use for those shapes, this is an old die set that I've had for a while. It is by My Favorite Thing, and it's called Double Stitch Circle Stack. I'm using the second to last to make those circles, and I'm actually done with this one, so I can go ahead and put that back. And then for the hearts, I am using Simon Says Stamp, and I am using the die set that's called Wonky Hearts, and of course I'm using the baby one that you guys see here. So these die sets work perfectly with my little sidekick that I have right here on the table. So I am basically going to take a piece of that gold, and I'm going to make my little sandwich and run it through. Okay. And then what I've been doing is, there's the heart. I'm going to trim first save this piece right here. I don't know if you guys can see. Oops, sorry, wrong way. There we go. And then save the rest of these pieces right here. So what I've been doing, right, because okay, so first let me show you my scraps. Whenever I have scraps, I like to keep them divided. Okay, so this right here, it's my skinny and long girls right here. And as you can see, these are all pieces of leftovers. These pieces right here are actually from that My Vintage Valentine collection, and this is the strip that comes on top of the paper. You guys know that I saved the brand strips. That's another piece as well. So I like to call this this stack long and skinny. These are my long and skinny girls right here. And then I have the Randalls, right? And my Randalls are small but different shapes. So these are all my Randalls that I have. And they're all like different sizes, different shapes, strips. See? Like so. Okay, so we're gonna use, let's use this piece of gold. Not gold, this yellow, to see if the heart fits in, which it doesn't, unless I do him that way, which I think I will. Okay, and then my third and final stack of scraps is always the bigger pieces. So for here, I have pieces that I could still make into something. So I have that gold heart one. You see how big the pieces are? And then I have bigger pieces like these. And these to me are the pieces that's gonna determine like your next move. Oh, you're in the wrong spot. You should go over there. But these are long pieces that you could still use. You could still save for other projects because they're bigger. And I'm so disorganized because these two belong with the skinny girls and this one belongs with the Randalls. And yeah, so these are my bigger pieces. And that's how I divide my scraps. And when I mean divide, I mean I have them set up in different spots in my table, separated from each other. But when it comes to storing them for the day or when I'm done with the project, they all get mixed in together, if that makes sense. So I'm going to, first of all, let me see if I can make this heart work, because I don't have much space. Let me grab another one. Let me grab this orange one right here that you guys can see, and we're going to use this one as the holder for our sandwich. And then I'm just gonna run it through, put this aside, And now I have half of a heart because remember I'm using scraps, so I don't have complete pieces and I don't feel like I need to cut the bigger pieces just to get what I need anyways. It's wasteful. I'd rather use the smaller pieces first. So I'm just gonna put my die away. Sorry if you guys can't see, I zoomed you guys in too much, but I'm just gonna put my dies away. Basically what I've been doing here, very simple. I bring in my small paper cutter. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Honestly, I'm not measuring much. Just gonna eyeball, trim, and then I'm gonna bring in my liquid glue. I've just been using this one, the Tombow liquid glue, only because I have a stack and I'm trying to utilize everything I have before I purchase some more. And I'm going to place them on top of each other, dress by dress, as much as you can. Give it a little bit. If you're using liquid glue, hold it a little bit because this is glitter cardstock and it's kind of hard for it to stick together. Okay, so once it's like that, right? And I have these pieces. I also have the circles. I'm not going to show you every single one. I'm just kind of giving you an example with one, maybe two. And I'm going to work on these off camera. Now I am going to be bringing over this strip of gold paper that I told you I just got because I needed something that was going to tie in the both colors together for the shapes. So to me, white is kind of like that neutral color that's going to tie them in so they become a family, a heart shape or a circle shape family. Okay, so over here I am basically just cutting a straight strip right through the center of that. So I'm going to cut, and like I said, I'm only going to show you guys one or two. I am going to work on this off camera and then move on to the next step for you. So just cutting some strips like so, just sliding the paper so I get a straight cut. And once the strip is straight, you're going to glue it right here. You don't have to use, now that I remember, you don't have to use strip. I actually have, I think, a ribbon that's gonna be perfect for that. Give me 1 second. So I brought my box of ribbon over here. You guys remember I just shared a video how I stored my ribbon and the box did not fit. So I ended up going to Hobby Lobby because these boxes were on sale. You guys know I don't pay full price for anything. And look, I was finally able to put my ribbon standing up. So I ended up getting a deeper box. A box that is a little bit deeper. And I feel like I have a funky little ribbon. Where is it? Or do I not have it anymore? No, I feel like I did. Or what did I do with it? Is the okay, where did you go? Oh, right here. I know I'm not crazy. This one right here. Let me move that aside. Move this aside. So if you didn't have that gold strip and you don't want to go buy it, you could use ribbon. And I thought that this one with the little like French at the bottom would be perfect when I was thinking about it, but I honestly didn't bring it out because I was like, oh my gosh, by the time I get like the hot glue gun and set up everything, it's gonna take even longer. But see, you don't have to use paper. If you have a pretty ribbon that you could put, that's just an idea. I did think about this because I feel like they kind of does tie together, like it will be perfect. But since I've already cut the strips of paper, and I already bought it, I might as well use it. So I'll probably use this later on for something else. So let me put it back before my table becomes a disaster. And I am going to just kind of find a spot for there, but look how adorable that looks. And you could use the reference of these as a tab for the ribbon that you have stored. And you could see visually, like what you have because of this. I just thought it was a neat idea. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away, and basically decided not to do that. So I am going to go back to using the paper strips. That's just an idea for you guys. If you guys want to do ribbon, it's perfectly okay. This is just brainstorming here. So I am going to take that gold, or that white, and stick it down there in the middle so that it ties in both colors. I've been using this really thin, what is it called? Double-sided tape. And then let me peel off the backing to it. If I could get it. Okay, and I am going to tie in the heart. I like to put the double-sided tape on the heart, not on the actual paper, because then I'm gonna flip over and trim around the shape of the heart, like so. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the hearts. I have the hearts already. I'm gonna do the same thing with the circles. I'm going to grab double-sided tape and just kind of eyeball there, like so. And then peel it. And grab another strip, and same thing. Just kind of balance it as best as you feel, like so. Turn it over and then trim the excess. I'm gonna go ahead and do this off camera so that I save time for you guys and that this video doesn't end up being like extremely long. I'm gonna go ahead and remember, this is not a complete embellishment. We're only putting it together as a piece and then setting it aside. So this is honestly, this could be a decorated piece by itself already as it is, but that's not my intent. This is going to eventually become an embellishment. But for now, because we are still preparing, we are still making pieces for building our stash, we are just going to do these pieces for now. So let me work on this off camera. I'll come back and move on to the next step and show you what I did, and then hopefully we get to finish the project. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, so guys, I have put that white strip all over the hearts and all over in the circles. Some of the circles I did on the bottom, and some of them the gold is at the top. That's perfectly fine. It's honestly up to you. And now I am going to be bringing over my what is this, eyelet tool, and I'm going to be using the smaller circle, which is right over here. I believe it's 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to eyeball it first of all, and I'm going to honestly figure out. So I know for the hearts, I kind of want the hole to be on the upper left side. So I'm just gonna eyeball. There's no exact measurements for this, but so that's the difference in the holes. I'm gonna be using the smaller one. It is the only one I have, so I'm just gonna, like I said, kind of eyeball. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. I just want to make sure that I want it on this side, on the left side of the heart, and do it like that. Okay, so that's all of them. Now for the hearts, I guess we could do it in the center. Just eyeball the center spot, which it's gonna be hard. Kind of eyeball the center. So let me do that. And move on to the next step. So basically very simple, you guys. I don't have to show you this. I am using the white because again, this is the inspiration for it, is pastel colors. And for the hearts, because they are smaller, I am gonna be using the smaller eyelets, but I do have bigger ones that I'm gonna end up using for the circles because they are bigger. And so nothing to it. I'm just going to obviously place my eyelid and then move it to the side and work on another piece. The next step, oops, dang, I almost cracked my glass mat here. There's the eyelet right there. So once I do the eyelet, I am going to be bringing over some needles and we are going to sew around the paper pieces. So for now, like I said, nothing to it. I'm just gonna sit here, put all of my eyelets in place. All right, now that all of the eyelets are placed on both the circle and the hearts, I am going to bring over my embroidery needle, and honestly this is like one of the biggest. I chose this one because it's not that much of width right here at the tip, but it still has a big enough hole over here so that I could slide the thread through. So basically, honestly you guys, this is gonna take a little bit of time. I am going to be bringing over this almost like a soft borderline coral pink thread that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. This is I think for crocheting, and I'm gonna just cut a piece. After I show you guys this part, I am honestly going to go over, gather all my things, my scissors, go sit on the sofa next to my husband and watch him play a boring video game. And the thing about Mike is, like, he doesn't play video games to beat the mission. He likes to roam around on the video game, like exploring and stuff, like he's Dora the Explorer or something. So so it takes him forever. So if you guys could see here, I kind of did a backward stitch, but at times because of the angle of the heart here and here, I had to go back and use just a regular sewing, you know, like I would do one side and then come back and do the other in reverse. I'm sure you guys are more talented at this than I am, but the reason why I chose the die sets that I chose is because it already gives you that fake stitched. So making the holes on this is super easy because it's already there. I am actually going to go to what's already there and skipping every other one so it's not as close. And you could take a needle if you want, which is what I'm doing, or you could use a sewing machine if that would be easier for you. I told you guys what was it? Last year I broke my sewing machine and I have yet to gotten a replacement. Part of me is because I've been doing without it. I actually have not even, like if I need to do something, I just usually do it by hand really quick. So I guess that shows I wasn't using it as much as I should have, or I've just adjusted to the fact that I don't have one anymore. So there you go. So for here, like I said, I'm just gonna poke it through the back, and I'm going to leave like this space right there so that I can come tie it, use the same loop that's here to use a double knot. And like I said, you could do a back stitch, or you could do, which to me this is easier, just to go in and out and then come back and cover the gaps. That's like easiest and fastest for me. And I'll show you really quick because obviously I have a lot to do, and this is very it takes a little bit of time. That's what I'm trying to say. So it helps if I pre-punch the holes beforehand, before I start the sewing process. But the circles are not that big. I think it's a 2-inch circle, so it's not that time consuming. I mean, it is. What am I saying? It's not, it is time consuming, but do one step at a time. And the actual circle, although making a lot of circles is time consuming, one circle or maybe one or two is not. So that's what I meant to say. The circles are not super big, so if you're just making one or two, it's not going to take you that long of a time. But if you are making like I am, I think I have 15 roughly. Did I ever tell you guys the superstition my mother always used to tell me when I was sewing? For some reason, it was a pet peeve of her, and she would always get on to me and hit me upside the head. Because she hated the fact that whenever I was sewing something when I was younger and when she was trying to show me, I would get such a long string or thread that it became knots, like, and it would knot up so much for me, and then I would sit there forever trying to undo the knots. As you can see, I've already done that. And for some reason, she hated it. She always believed, like, there's a superstition about it. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but something about it being like the devil's tail or something, getting you into trouble. Don't even ask me where that comes from. I just remember her saying, like, in a reference that it was towards that or something about that. I always thought it was kind of weird. But there came the smack above the head whenever I didn't sew the way she wanted me to sew. I still don't. So, okay, so we did the full circle already. I know it's kind of hard to tell with the glitter especially. And because this paper is actually kind of pink itself, so I don't think you're going to be able to see it. But it's there, trust me. I'll do a close-up. Let me just quickly finish doing this one. Like I said, to me, this is like the fastest one of just putting it in and out. I don't know. I'm guessing a back stitch would work as well, but this one does the job too. And this is the one I use the most. So see, there goes another knot. Let's see. So what else did you guys do when you were little? I did embroidery. My mom taught me for a while how to do embroidery, and also is it called in English? In Spanish it's called punta de dos cruz, which means I don't know if it has the same language in English, but basically you make a design and you do it in X's. So you make like the thread goes in X's one way, and then you come back and it's like basically it forms a little X. I don't know what it's called. So I learned how to do that. I didn't stick with any of that obviously growing up, but I do remember like the basics. I also did crocheting a little bit, the simple stuff. My mom knows how to do all of that, like the big table doilies and the all of that fancy stuff. Not me. I just know how to do the chain and do the circle and go in circles and circles. That's basically the basics of it, and that's about it. Really, I didn't, like I said, I didn't pick it up as I care about that stuff now, but I wish I would have cared about it when I was younger. I didn't take advantage that my mom was there to teach me. So, okay, I've done the whole circle. That didn't take very long. Hopefully my talking entertained you guys for the moment. And then I'm basically using the remainder of that thread to go around, well, if it lets me, go around and tie a knot. Well, actually, I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do, that's the first one, and then I'm gonna use the needle to help me get through here, and that's the second one. And then I'm going to bring over, and that is what I would call the complete piece that we did together for this build your embellishment stash. So like I told you guys, I am going to go sit next to the sofa and watch my husband play the boring game, and then I am going to finish sewing all of the hearts, all of the circles. And the final step, it's honestly my buddy Susan sends me these hairpins that are like in a circle. Are they hairpins? No, safety pins. They have like that loop at the bottom, and basically I am going to add them here like so, and this is officially the complete piece with that safety pin right there. And that is our decoration piece that we're putting together. And you can convert this into an embellishment, but remember, we're just gathering pieces, you guys. So we're putting our pieces together. So we have this one, and as you guys can see, I've already done a few hearts off camera, those yellow and orange, and then I have some pink ones, and I'm using the same thread because I didn't want to be switching constantly. So using that, here's a few more of the hearts. And so now I just have these to do right here. So that's it for today, you guys. I hope that you loved this building your stash video of my little series that I still have no idea what to call it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.